Cool guys, welcome back to another movie review. Today we're going to be talking about the 2019 live action adaptation of Aladdin. So this movie stars Will Smith as the genie, Mena Massoud as Aladdin, and Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine. And this movie was directed by Guy Ritchie and written by John August and Guy Ritchie. As live action adaptations go, it was good. So this movie's good. It's a good live action adaptation of the source material of the original movie that came out earlier, the animated one, and it's good. It's a good adaptation of that. But something was missing for me. Let me try to explain that. Will Smith as the genie was surprisingly one of the best parts, if not the best part of the whole movie. I know a lot of people were very skeptical about that and very concerned about that before going into this movie, but for me anyway, I thought he was probably the best part of the movie. He was a lot of fun and he brought a lot of energy. I think Will Smith brought a lot of charisma to this movie and a lot of charm to this movie. Now the scenes with Aladdin and Jasmine as well, they were really, really good. I thought Naomi Scott was absolutely incredible. I think she kind of stole a lot of the scenes for me actually, between her and Aladdin. She was excellent. I actually cannot wait to see her in more films because I thought she was one of the best parts of the movie as well. I thought she was really, really strong, and she brought a lot more, I guess, character to Jasmine that the original movie didn't have. She was great in the original one, but I feel like a lot of her characters a bit more developed and a bit more personified, I guess, through Naomi Scott's performance. Not necessarily the script, just through her performance. Abu as well, Aladdin's monkey, he was also cute in the movie. The CGI on him was actually quite good. I was quite impressed with it actually. I was kind of worried they were going to not put as much emphasis on that CGI for that character, but I thought he was really well developed. I thought Jaffar's parrot as well, he was also really great. Some funny moments with his dialogue, which was used quite well, I thought. So now my biggest issues with the movie, there's a couple things. Jafar as the villain, he lacked all the energy I thought the animated one had. I didn't feel like he was as menacing. He was kind of annoying for me actually at stages, and I didn't feel like he had much motivation in this one. I feel like there's a lot more motivation in the animated version of this film, and the film definitely tries to show the motivation of his character, and they try to sort of build up to this grand moments in the end. Obviously, if you've seen the original one, you kind of know what happens, and this movie is very similar to that one. But the thing is, like, you don't really care much for him, and because he's been annoying, you don't find him that scary or menacing. And I just kind of felt this character didn't do much in the movie for me. All the scenes he was in just felt like a bit of a drag, I thought. I'm not sure if that was the actor portraying him, or if it was the screenplay, or if it was the movie's editing. I don't know, but it just felt like every scene he was in, something was missing, and I'm not sure what that was. Maybe I'm being too critical on that, but that was just something for me. I kind of felt like the first two acts of the movie were pretty well paced out, pretty exciting, and then the whole third act of the movie just kind of felt super slow and super dragged out, and that's when I kind of started to lose a little bit of interest in the movie, which was very sad because up until that point I thought it was really, really good. My other issue is, I don't know how to necessarily phrase this, but Guy Ritchie directed this movie. I didn't feel like Guy Ritchie for most of it. If you guys have seen any Guy Ritchie movies, you kind of know the style he brings to a movie. Very high action, very exciting, some cool like slow-mo shots and some action shots, and he's a very visual director, I feel. And although this movie was very pretty and it was very beautiful to look at and very visual, I just felt like it lacked Guy Ritchie's style for most of it. There were definitely little moments where I noticed it. There were some very cool moments. I was like, oh, that's classic Guy Ritchie stuff. But then for most of it, I kind of felt like it wasn't there. I don't know if that's a fault on Disney's side. I don't know if that's a fault on Guy Ritchie's side. Maybe he wanted to be a bit more conservative on this movie. I don't know, but I was just kind of excited to see more of Guy Ritchie's flavour in this movie. See a bit more of his style, because he's got a very unique style that we don't often see in movies. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a fault on the movie. I just feel like with these live action adaptations, they're getting all these incredible directors on board, but a lot of those directors aren't necessarily bringing their style and flavour to the movies, which is a little sad because then it kind of just feels a bit generic, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, I've loved Jungle Book. Thought that was incredible. Cinderella was absolutely amazing because it was different. It brought a new perspective, a new style to the movie. It didn't feel cut and paste from the original animated one. It brought something new to it, which was refreshing. I haven't seen Dumbo yet, so I can't criticize that yet. But from what I've heard, it also feels like it's kind of just the same generic Disney live action adaptation. I know I'm going a bit off topic here, and I know these movies are going to make a ton of money for Disney either way, but it would be cool to sort of make these movies a bit more classic, if that makes sense. I kind of feel like these live action adaptations are not going to have the same sort of shelf life as their animated versions. And that's quite sad. Disney has the chance to make really good live action adaptations, and I would say that every single adaptation that they've made, besides Dumbo, I haven't seen that one yet, but all of them have been really, really good. The thing is, I just feel like they lack a little bit of uniqueness and a little bit of the director's style and vision. I don't know, it just kind of lacks a little bit of the Disney magic, I feel. I just feel like these are becoming very generic live action adaptations, which is sad. I'm starting to go on a very long rant here, so I'm going to cut that short now. For the most part, I thought Guy Ritchie did an incredible job. There were little pieces there and there that were definitely very Guy Ritchie influenced, and I could definitely see that, and I love those scenes. And I would say Aladdin was better than I initially expected. I went in with pretty low expectations, and I actually ended up enjoying it a lot. It's definitely not as good as its animated version, I would say, but it's a really fun time, a really good family movie. Those are kind of rare these days. So go take your family and friends to see it. I do recommend it. I do just feel that it lacks something. It lacked a bit of that Disney magic, and for that reason I didn't love it, but I did highly enjoy it. So I've got 2 questions for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below your answers. But firstly, what is your opinion on Disney's live action adaptations? Have you enjoyed any of them? Have you not enjoyed any of them? Are you excited to see more of them, or do you think Disney should just stop? And then secondly, have you seen Aladdin, the new 2019 adaptation? And what were your thoughts on it? Did you prefer it to the original one? Did you prefer the original one to this one? And then give a little bit of a reason why. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. But guys, thank you so much for coming here and watching this video. I really do appreciate it, as always. You guys are absolutely amazing. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and then also press the little bell icon to be notified every single time I post a new video, if that's something you would like to know about. No pressure on that. But thank you so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon. Doing a Chernobyl review this week as well, so I'm super excited about that. That show was so good. Anyway, we'll speak about that another time. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate it. Bye bye.